Hello, awesome resellers. So today I wanted to talk about a topic that connects with what I was talking a few weeks ago about buying items for really inexpensive. So this is a video specifically about sourcing, where I source and cite ideas that you could think of where you could source or even borrow some of my ideas to just get all your inventory. Because the video I did before was how to how to start your own e-commerce for under $100, but you have to have inventory to actually sell items. So when I first started, I didn't know much about reselling, and I just literally had some White House black market shoes, and I just posted it and it sold, and it's something I didn't wear because I thought it was uncomfortable for me, and somebody bought it. And what I first did was I went to Free People, and I would go in the back room of the Free People stores, and I would literally buy like really pretty tunics for like $30, and I would sell them for like $75, and my profit margin was very little because you had to realize there's like 20% fee. I wasn't thinking about return on investment. I was just really new to the game. I wasn't thinking about any of these things. So I was just making very, very little money on it, like probably selling for like $85 or somewhere around there. And then I would just watch some YouTube people, and I would see something that they wore that I thought was really nice, and then I would go to the mall and buy those items. So the first sourcing spot I went to when I first started my reselling journey was the back room of Free People and getting those items on sale. Then I thought, okay, I want to be a little bit better with this. So then I would buy things online. And the first website I would buy things online to buy items like Free People was belk.com, belk.com. And so I would buy a bunch of Free People items, and then I would get it delivered to my house, and then I would sell that. Then I started to realize about return on investment and how important that is. People would confront me and tell me, yeah, you're buying things too expensive, like you should buy things from the thrift store. And so I said, okay, I'll try that. So I went to the thrift store, and I would go to the Goodwill in La Jolla, and that was super expensive. But to me, shopping from the mall, going to the Goodwill was not expensive because I was spending $30-$40, and then I was buying inventory. Like dresses were $9.99, skirts and bottoms were $6.99, and shoes were $9.99. And so I just thought this was a great price, but I didn't know about bins and Salvation Army. I just went to the Goodwill La Jolla, and I would get a lot of nice clothes, a lot of nice brands, but my return on investment obviously wasn't at that higher rate. So I would do that for a long time, and then I met some friends, and so it's important to make friends on social media because they'll give you some tips. They told me about the Salvation Army, and they also told me about discount days at certain other Salvation Army stores, or discount color days at other stores, like those donation centers where it's like helping people with animals, like those kind of centers, and how they have days where certain colors were discounted like 10% off. So then I was going to the Salvation Army, and the quality of the items were not as clean or good, but there was still a lot of good brands like Anthropology, Free People. I just needed to be more picky because I wasn't looking at like all the little balls. I wasn't looking at stains. I wasn't looking at rips. I wasn't looking at any of those things because I'm not very detail oriented. So then I went to the Salvation Army, the Amvit, which is like a Goodwill for, I guess, like people with animals, like helping out the animals. And then I also went to just other local thrift stores near churches, because there was a whole place in Poway with like bunch of different thrift stores, and certain days they would be a discount day. So I went and did that, and then my return on investment was a lot higher. I started to make more money that way. And then I decided to buy some items at Zara, which was, they have a sale twice a year. And Zara, I would just have a really good eye for some of the items, and all of a sudden the bloggers would blog about it, and I was selling things like hotcakes, and people were like calling me the Zara queen, and I just kind of went with it. And so I just started to buy a lot of Zara. But the return on investment, although it's like bloggers favorite, you could get like maybe 100%, 200%, the other items were getting like 15-20%. So I went back to like Salvation Army days and Goodwill days, and then Salvation Army had specials where it was $2 an item, and I would literally fill my whole trunk with $2 Salvation items, and I would sell them for $20-30. So I felt like that was the highest return on investment. But as I still wanted to do other things too, so I would also go to the Goodwill, and I would go to estate sales, and I would find items that were really rare. Like I bought Mackenzie Child. If you Google that, that's like pottery and, you know, like plates and things like that. And I would buy it for $50 and sell it for $250, $300. That was like really, really insane for me. And I just was really hooked on hard goods. But then I realized how long it takes to ship and pack all those items. So that was kind of a headache for me. So then, you know, I would go from Free People to Belk.com to Goodwill to Salvation Armies to estate sales to Zara. And then I would go to Nordstrom Rack, clear the rack sale, it's 25% off. And then Marshalls and TJ Maxx yellow tag sales. So I would buy like 3 shopping carts of these size 15, size 16 men's polo shoes for $2 each at the Goodwill and at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And that was, I sold all of them, but it took a while because a lot of people don't have big sizes. And then I also went to estate sales, and I would buy like really unique items that were very special and rare, that like the Mackenzie Child lamps and the hard goods, and I would do that. So I went that way, but it just took long for shipping and packaging and all of that. And then TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Clear the Rack, I only go there during the yellow tag or the Clear the Rack sales. So I just literally started to go to different places when I knew that they had the biggest sales days. And then you throw in consignment stores like my sister's closet. I went there, there's a sale, it's like once a year where everything gets discounted every 10% up until 70%. And so I would go there the last day, and I would like buy out the store practically. Everybody saw me with carts and carts of stuff. So this is my journey throughout my reselling sales. And then I got involved with Amazon, and Amazon, I first went to DSW, and I would just buy a bunch of shoes, and they weren't flipping as fast as I want. So I just gave up. And then I went back into Amazon, and then I went to the 99-cent store, the Dollar Tree, and I just bought really cheap things like cheap candies and stuff like that. And then it started to bring my inventory, like get more sales. And then I went to Walmart and Marshalls and TJ Maxx, and so I was able to do Amazon with those stores: 99-cent store, Dollar Tree, yellow tag, and Marshalls, TJ Maxx, as well as DSW, as well as Belk.com and NordstromRack.com. I had talked about buying bras. So this was all my sources. I know people always say don't tell anybody your sources, but I actually resell. Most of the reason why I resell is to help people. So like that's why I'm not as secretive as other resellers, and I always answer everybody's question. So you could DM me, or you could like and subscribe in this video. And that's pretty much all of where I source. I also source on eBay, RealReal, Mercari, and sometimes on Tradesy. So I will buy blogger's favorite or something I know sells for very, very high, because eBay and Mercari sellers sell things for a little bit cheaper. That's what I would use that content, buy the stuff there, and I would sell it on a platform that sells things a little bit higher profit margin, and then I would sell the items there. So those are all the stores that I shop at. There's nothing else that I'm hiding. You can also go to garage sales if you have garage sales, but throughout my journey, these are the exact places I went to. So I hope this helps somebody. If you're limited with time, and if you're limited with cash, you could just go to the 99-cent store, the Dollar Tree store, or Walmart clearances. If you're limited with time, you could go on belk.com, you could go to nordstromrack.com, you could go on Macari.com, and you could buy all those items for lower price because people tend to sell things lower. Or when the Real has a sale, you could do that so that you don't even have to leave the house and all the items can be delivered to you. So there's just endless amounts of inventory. What I do advise is that you start with very low cost inventory first, and then build up to go to the more expensive inventory, because I was running out of cash and I would ask my husband for money, and finally I paid out all my debt, and I have a bunch of inventory, and I have a lot of money in my checking account. So that was after being in debt a lot of times and asking my husband, like, can I have some money? So if I had started all over again, I would have went straight to Salvation Army, the Bins, Goodwill, and then went to New Tag, and then expensive designers, and then consignment, and do that path. So hopefully you could learn from my mistakes, and you will have some ideas of where to source and what to do. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and find me on Instagram. It's Bunch of Styles on Instagram, and my Poshmark closet is Christina Chacha. Thank you.